Sinister stories.
With a blue sky and the sun glaring, peering out of a car window. As Sarah and Mark arrived at the mysterious resort they found online, their nerves were raised with anticipation. The site promised an unforgettable vacation at an unbelievably low price, but doubts lingered in their minds. To their surprise, the resort was a paradise, seemingly untouched by other tourists. The pristine pool, lush gardens, and exquisite entertainment made them forget their initial fears. The first day was magical. The couple enjoyed cocktails by the pool and marveled at the enchanting sunset. However, as the sun dipped below the horizon, an eerie feeling crept over them. The next morning, the resort appeared subtly different, a shadow of its former self. The once vibrant flowers drooped, and an unsettling quiet hung in the air, as if no one cleaned or straightened anything from the previous day. The couple continued on with their day, just relaxing and enjoying their vacation. But on the third day, the resort was noticeably different than their initial impression. Unease settled in as the days continued. The couple noticed the staff's demeanor shifting from friendly to indifferent. Attempts to address concerns were met with cold stares. Mark and Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. As the resort's condition deteriorated, so did the attitude of those who managed it. Desperation set in as they tried to find answers. The once welcoming staff now avoided eye contact, and their questions went unanswered. Odd occurrences became more frequent. Mysterious footsteps in the hallway, glimpses of figures in the shadows, whispers of other guests disappearing fueled their growing fear. Trapped until their scheduled departure, the couple sought answers from the remaining guests. Fearful eyes met theirs, but no one dared speak openly. Each day, more faces disappeared from the small group that remained. An ominous atmosphere lingered, choking the once vibrant resort. It got to the point where guests would even avoid one another, and the resort was looking more rundown every day. The pool had a green tinge to it. There were no waiters or waitresses to be seen. There wasn't even a bartender at the bar, and the food was tasting old and stale. The days blurred into the nights. The couple's desperation had grown. Sleep eluded them, as haunting dreams filled with ghostly apparitions and indiscernible whispers plagued their restless nights. The boundaries between reality and nightmare became increasingly indistinct, and the resort's decay mirrored the erosion of their sanity. One night they ventured into the heart of the resort. They discovered a grand hall concealed behind a tattered tapestry. The room exuded an ancient malevolence, and a sense of foreboding weighed heavily on their chests. In the center stood a dilapidated altar adorned with flickering candles, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the remaining guests emerged from the shadows, their faces twisted in a ghastly symphony of despair. The air grew thick with a palpable malevolence as the group encircled Mark and Sarah. Unearthly whispers filled the hall, and the couple felt an invisible force tightening its grip around them. Their faces appeared tortured and empty. Mark tried to call to them, "What's wrong? Why are you just staring at us?" But the expressions of the other guest remained unchanged. With a mournful wail, the remaining guests vanished into the shadows, leaving Mark and Sarah alone in the desolate hall. The resort's decay accelerated, the once glamorous facade crumbling as its sinister essence consumed everything in its wake. The couple, now spectral echoes of their former selves, wandered through the ruins, forever trapped in the malevolent grip of the cursed resort. On the last night, curiosity got the better of Mark and Sarah once again. Armed with flashlights, they explored the neglected areas of the resort. Hidden passages and locked rooms hinted at secrets the resort held. The air grew thick with tension as they stumbled upon a hidden room in the basement. Inside, they discovered a collection of faded photographs of couples who had once visited the resort, their expressions twisted in terror. They found old suitcases, evidence of other guest presence. Not knowing what to do, they tried to call help, but the phones didn't work, and guests were not allowed to leave the premises since they were nowhere near civilization. Determined to uncover the truth, Mark and Sarah delved deeper into the labyrinthine passages, guided only by the flickering beams of their flashlights. The air grew colder as they stumbled upon forgotten rooms that seemed to have witnessed unspeakable horrors. As they explored, whispers seemed to follow them, echoes of tortured souls trapped in the decaying walls. Shadows danced ominously, and the couple's senses heightened with every fleeting movement. The resort had become a nightmarish maze, its once grand corridors now twisted and distorted, leading them further into the heart of darkness. With their departure imminent, Mark and Sarah's dread intensified. They approached the front desk to question the staff one last time, only to find it abandoned. As they stood alone in the deserted lobby, a chilling wind whispered through the empty halls. The couple hesitated, sensing an unseen force closing in. Soon they started to hear footsteps that got louder and louder. They began to run aimlessly down the halls. They hid in a janitor's closet. The couple finally mustered up the courage to exit the closet and started walking cautiously to the exit. As dawn broke on the 10th day, the couple's scheduled departure arrived. The outside world remained oblivious to the horrors that had unfolded within the decaying walls. The resort, now a mere husk of its former self, stood as a testament to the darkness that could hide behind the facade of paradise. Their flight awaited, but the exit seemed elusive. As they navigated the maze of the now decrepit resort, shadows danced in the corners and echoes of distant laughter taunted them. With every step, the boundary between reality and nightmare blurred. In the final moments, Mark and Sarah stood before the dilapidated entrance, unsure if they had truly escaped. The once alluring resort now stood as a crumbling relic of their unimaginable ordeal. The world beyond felt both familiar and foreign, as walked slowly down the steps. A car awaited them at the pinnacle of the entrance. They slowly approached the car and began to enter the vehicle, cautiously waiting for something to happen or to emerge from the unknown. As Mark and Sarah sat down, a cheerful driver turned around and asked with a big smile if they were heading to the airport. The couple nodded in agreement to the driver. As he started the car, he looked around and stated, "Looks like paradise. You folks must have had a magical time." The couple furrowed their brows and raised their heads only to find the resort resembling the paradise they initially entered. The couple stared in awe until the driver said, "Okay, we gotta go. There's another car behind us."